Okay, it's beer o'clock again on the Real Ale Guide. Today we've got a beer from Brooklyn Brewery and it's a bottle of their dry Irish Stout coming in at 4.7% ABV. There's a nice label, bottle cap, kind of got a gold rim around the bottle cap. I've reviewed a few of the Brooklyn Imperial Stouts, but not a regular stout from them, so I'm really keen to see what they kind of produce. But wow, what a lovely glug in the pour. To be honest, it surprised me a little bit how kind of nice, and it seemed a medium body on the beer as it poured out, because I reviewed their Imperial Stouts, their black chocolate stout, and I thought it was a little bit thin, but this, on the other hand, even though it's over half the percentage, it's only 4.7, it seems a nice lovely mouthfeel on it, or a nice gluggy pour should I say. Okay, it was a small one finger head when it poured out, slightly off white head, and as you would expect from a stout. The beer in the glass is black, there's no light coming in there whatsoever. Let's get a nose on the beer then. And all the qualities of a nice stout, from the chocolate to the coffee. It's got a dark berry nose to it as well. Lovely and sweet and caramelly. I'm going to dig into this one. Cheers everybody. Wow, the first thing I get, or the first sensation I get, which is essentially what you're looking to do, you're kind of working out what sensation is first. Is it taste? Is it carbonation? Is it something else? An off flavour you don't like? For me, the carbonation was the first sensation I got. It was kind of big and fizzy and kind of exploding in my mouth. Then came this, and it's still producing this caramel and coffee and chocolate, bitter chocolate taste. But yeah, the first thing is most definitely a big carbonated bomb, this one. Not as thick as the pour suggested. It's got that same mouthfeel, or it's probably a little bit thinner than the black chocolate stout, but it's drinking like a very light stout. It's drinking more like a best bitter. I like my stouts to be big in the mouthfeel, lace in my palate, and it's not quite doing that. Pardon me, it's a very refreshing stout, but the flavours in the beer, the chocolate, the coffee, the caramel, it's all very well suited to having a big mouthfeel. But unfortunately, it doesn't have that. But in the flavour, it's nice. It's got that almost a woody character to it. It's definitely of a dark fruit, like a cherry or a blackberry or something. Not huge, a little bit vinous, and then yeah, your classic chocolate, coffee, caramel. For me, this is almost like the guys at Brooklyn have gone, we don't brew a stout, let's brew a stout for the sake of having a stout in our range. And they've not really, they've kind of brewed the stout, they've got a good name, they've gone, the name will sell the stout, So they brewed it and they're tasting it and they're going, yeah, tastes like a stout. That'll do. It seems to be a bit of a that'll do kind of effort from Brooklyn. And it's kind of surprising because they brew some really nice beers. I thought this would be a little bit better than it is. So let's give a reading then. Brooklyn Dry Irish Stout is a very dark beer, but don't let the colour fool you. In Ireland, stouts were originally brewed to be session beers that were light enough to stick with for a long evening. So they've gone for that light mouthfeel. They've even put it on the bottle. So, okay, that's what they wanted. But as I said, for me, a stout is all about being kind of rich and luxurious and creamy. But flavourful enough to be fun to drink. We use large amounts of roasted grains to develop nice coffee and chocolate flavours, and the famed East Kent Golding hop lends to the earthy aroma. It's brisk enough to pair with oysters, but bold enough to handle a burger. For more information, visit brooklynbrewery.com. Yeah, 4.7%. My final thoughts and a rating then. Brooklyn Dry Irish Stout. The fact that they've said they wanted it to be light is probably the point, that they wanted it to be a light beer. They don't want it to be thick and gloopy. So fair play on that aspect. But for me, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10 beer. I've had some wonderful stouts, really nice stouts. This for me, as I said, I'll keep banging the drum on this. I think it needs to have a better mouthfeel on it. It's a little bit thin. But thanks for watching me, The Real Ale Guide. Put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to my daily beer reviews, and cheers.